Biodiversity and Conservation Session 2. In this module, we are going to learn about the importance of species diversity to an ecosystem, features of stable community, Rivet-Popper hypothesis. When can we say that a biological community has reached a stability? According to ecologists, those communities with most species or with more species diversity are said to be more stable than those with less species diversity. And the attributes of a stable community are: it should not show much variation in productivity from year to year. It must be resistant or resilient to occasional disturbances, natural or man made disturbances. It must be resilient or resistant to invasions by alien species. So these are the three features of a stable community. It should not vary, it should not show much variation in its productivity year to year. It should be able to resist the disturbances which affects an ecosystem. It should also be able to resist the invasion of alien species. Now let us see what is the importance of species diversity to an ecosystem. George David Tillman, an American ecologist, he conducted long-term experiments to prove the importance of species richness for the stability of an ecosystem. And after his experiments, he came to the observation that those plots with more species showed less variations in its total biomass. It showed increased productivity. Year to year productivity was also greater, and that was very much important for the well-being of an ecosystem. And species diversity not only is important for the well-being of an ecosystem, it is also very important for the survival of human race on this ecosystem or in this biosphere. In order to explain the importance of biodiversity for the survival of species on this biosphere, an ecologist named Paul Eldredge, he proposed an analogy called as Rivet-Popper hypothesis. In this hypothesis, he assumes the ecosystem to be an airplane and the species in that ecosystem to be the rivets. So the ecosystem is the aeroplane and the species are the rivets. We know the rivets are the metal pin which is used to hold together two or more plates or many pieces together. And these rivets joins all parts of the aeroplane. When the passengers are traveling, every passenger removes or pops a rivet and takes it to his home. It results in species extinction. That is, he considered the rivet to be a species. So a passenger, when he is traveling, he removes one rivet every time. What happens? It results in species extinction. But initially, it may not affect the flight safety. That means the ecosystem will function properly or normally in initial stage. But with time, as more and more rivets are removed, the plane becomes dangerously weak. It will affect the flight safety when more and more rivets are removed. Again, the rivet which is removed may also be critical. The position from which the rivet is removed is also critical. Suppose the passenger removes the rivet on the wings. That is the key species that drives the major ecosystem functions. The position of the rivet also determines. If it is present in the wing, it is very important. So those rivets which are present in the important locations are called as a key species. And these key species, we know, they drive the ecosystem functions. And removal of that rivets or the key species gives a more serious threat to the flight safety than loss of few rivets on the seats or windows of the plane. So the flight safety depends from where the rivet is removed. In the same way, the functioning of the ecosystem is normal when initially the species are removed. But as time passes, when more and more species are removed from the ecosystem, it is going to impair the functioning of that particular ecosystem. And also, he has added that the removal of the key species is going to dangerously affect the functioning of that ecosystem. Thank you.